All right, so after a lot of sound issues, I think we're finally back and going with the microphone picking up as it should with the recording software. At least, let's hope so. And if you're hearing this at all on the video, then that means something must be working and hopefully everything turns out good. So we're ready for racing. We've done our practice session. Things went well. I spent my time solely on long runs. I was only able to get 2 stints in because of that. I was doing, I believe there were 6 lap runs each time. So a lot of valuable information that I learned there. As far as bonuses for the race, we're going to go with the standard bonuses for Laura. She has 2 bonuses related to her time in the pits, getting her down to around 3 to 4 second pit stop, saving her anywhere from generally 4 to 6 seconds in the pits, which is always nice. And then we have performance bonuses on the side of Shiaki, who has 15% both on race trim and on the super softs. Let's take a quick look at the car setup. Now it's going to look a little different here because, again, only 2 stints here. Started off quite nicely with the base setup at 92%. Then I went backwards a little bit because I made an adjustment to the speed balance. That turned out not to be the way to go. But I have since made a change. I had gone down very low toward the short end on the gears. Turned out I needed to go the other way, so that's what I have done. And now, so we should be a good bit better than the 92% here. As you can see here, we got to excellent on the first 2 options from great and excellent before. And so you can see how the speed ratio has changed as well. So I think we're in very good shape here, much better than these numbers would indicate. Tire choice, I'm going to run a 2-stop strategy here, which has me very worried because a 2-stop strategy and only a 16-lap race means we better be extremely fast. So let's hope we can get it done. Also, I'm a little bit worried because this track relies heavily on the crucial element of the front wing. If you're not familiar, the game generally gives you each track will be have 2 to 3 crucial components, and in fact, one of those this time is the front wing, which of course we are extremely low in performance on. So I'm a little worried about our speed over the course of the race in relationship to Steinman, our main competition. But we need to go 6, 5, and 5 or some combination of that during the race, and I feel pretty good about our tires being able to do that. However, they will do no more than that. I'm a little worried about 6 laps on here based on my practice stints, but I'm going to give it a shot, and I'm only going to plan on running 5 laps in this first stint. 6 will be a bonus if we can get there. All right, I'm going to start out with a little bit more fuel on board. Again, trying to save myself a little bit of refueling time the next time around. I know it'll slow us down a little bit, but this stint really and truly is not about speed. It's about how quickly we can get through the field. So the moves we're able to make and how quickly we're able to pass cars is really what this is all about. The car has speed in it, no doubt. So I'm hoping that this extra 1, again, I'm not even sure what to call that. It's not even really a lap, but we'll call it a 1 lap of fuel. Hopefully that won't hurt us too badly here. Okay, we'll move over to Laura, and she will be using a great setup percentage, by the way, 98%. There, she will be using the soft tire, and I need, of course, stints of 8 and 8 to make it to the end. This shows we should be able to make it 9. So if I don't really push with her on the tires, we should be in good shape. Maybe I'll get by with pushing for a lap, maybe 2 laps, and still make our 8 that we need. And because of that, I am going to set her up with 9 laps of fuel, again, based off of the way we run the engine. That will do no more than 8, most likely, unless I tune the engine down at some point. Driver strategy, I'm going to start out. I kind of like going neutral here for the first half to 3/4 of a lap or so while everybody is pushing so hard because, quite frankly, we're already in the back. We're not going to lose any positions by doing this. It's not like we're going to fall way behind by doing it. So I like doing it this way, saves us just a little bit of tire wear, and hopefully we can push later on whenever it's needed. And of course, high on the engine mode for both. All right, let's go ahead and get this thing started. All right, so we're going to be starting in the back. Everybody is on super softs up front, which is to be expected. And we're going to be on, at least one of our drivers, on super softs as well. So we'll be interested to get that going. All right, so we are underway. So we'll let this thing hopefully start sort of thin out a little bit and get rid of this 2 and 3 wide that we generally see at the beginning of races. All right, so for team strategy purposes, it would be better for us if Chiaki were in front of Laura simply because of the strategy we're running. All right, so far so good. We picked up a couple of spots. All right, let's see where everybody's at. All right, nobody is pushing at this point. Here we go, game on. I'm going to leave things as is with Laura because, again, I need her tires to last. Hopefully we can push for a couple of laps at the end of her stint if need be. But in the meantime, we need Chiaki to get going. Not being as aggressive as I was like. You can see right there, losing a lot of time in that previous corner. So things so far not going well. There we go. We need a straightaway to really get some passes done because Chiaki is not being all that aggressive in the corners. All right, a few spots there. Okay, overall, not too bad. I mean, when I call for an ultra-aggressive strategy like this, then, I mean, I expect them to be very aggressive. And now she's starting to get some things done. Now we're up into 10th, so we're in the top half of the field. Keep in mind, we're looking at somewhere 5 to 6 laps. We're on lap 4 right now. Tire wear looking good. We're at 50%, and that's where we need it to be. Okay, tires still looking good. Of course, we're not getting any tire heat at all. So far, looks like we're going to get some rain here about lap 11, 12-ish, somewhere at 10, maybe, depending on how quickly we're moving through these bars. I used to think it was 1 bar per lap, but that doesn't seem to be the case. All right, so let's see. So about lap 10. So realistically, if I could get her tires to last until about that time, she could pit for inters and be in good shape for the end of the race. Very interesting proposition there. Now she's toward the back of the pack. She's made up a few spots, which is good. As many spots as she can make up, the better. So now I'm forced to think a little bit more about maybe doing 6 laps. Well, I'm going to need 6 laps on one of the stints here. Not necessarily this time, but we're going to need it at some point. Right now, we're focused on trying to make up all we can. So we've got plenty of fuel to go more laps than the 5 that we're on right now. But we are quickly running through the tires. So if I pit this time by, then I'm definitely going to need... Yeah, I'm going to have to pit this time by simply because of the tire wear. You can see at 31, we don't want it to go down below 25 or our speed will be horrible. So let's go ahead and pit for our next set of tires. This time we're not going to be pushing nearly as hard. And we got 11 laps remaining. And as a matter of fact, let's see, how do we want to do this? We can spread this out and try to do 2 equally spaced or equally timed pit stops, or I can do 1 slower and 1 much faster. I think we'll just go ahead and do the normal amount here. We'll do 6.78, which will surely give us 6 laps. And we'll do a balanced strategy there. Okay, and we're all set. And at this point, I think I'm going to conserve with Laura simply because if we can get her to only do this on 1 stop, including coming in for the fuel, we're in good shape. Okay, now we're going to go down to neutral here. And now the hope is that both of our cars will not have to pit until the rain comes somewhere around 10 or 11, lap 10 or 11. All right, so far so good. Again, being behind at this point isn't such a terrible thing. Number 1, you got pit stops happening. You see a lot of passing going on right there as he moves from 19th to 11th, or she rather. So we're doing good, but the clean track enables faster lap times, which is that much better for us. I'm a little worried here about Laura and her ability to make it with these tires until lap 10 or 11, but we're going to give it our best shot because I think that's our best shot for finishing position purposes. All right, now Chiaki is up to 7th, and you can see gaining quickly. Okay, we are going to go into, I should have done this earlier, we're going to go into fuel conservation mode. We're at the front of the pack, which is where we want to be with Laura, if we can make this last. All right, so I need her to make one more lap, and then we can come in. It'll be a little early for her to go on those tires, but we're going to have to try to make it work. If she runs out of fuel, which she may very well do, then it'll just be my mistake because I forgot to tone it down on her fuel. Okay, she's going to get close here. I don't think she's going to quite make it, but we're on lap 9. Where is we can't do it. There's no way I can put her on. Let's go ahead and speed ahead just a little bit here as we swap over to Laura. And let's get her right to about there, which is about as late as we can do. Okay, yeah, she's not going to be able to do this. I was hoping that she could. Let's just put her on. Let's put her on 3 laps of fuel, and we're going to have her just haul the mail. Okay, and now she is going to be, you can see she's basically going to make this. Yep, she made it. All right, so full attack mode here for her. So I've messed up on her strategy, so hopefully we can make up for that as it's going to start to rain here momentarily. All right, we are in the lead of those who have already pitted. So we're doing a great job here. We are, let's see, the rain is going to come. We need to make it one more lap for sure. Tire wear looks like it's going to enable that. All right, we have 6 laps remaining. Now, where does that put us? You can see we're in 7th with Laura. Now, everybody's going to have to pit. Nobody is on inters right now. So, inters or full wets. Now, that's going to be another game to play. Do we come in for full wets? I'm loving this. This is extremely stressful for me, but it is also a lot of fun. Another thing this is going to enable me to do, because we're in the lead, is it's going to enable me to pit both cars on the same lap because there's enough distance between them. All right, so the wear is going to come out perfect. We're going to use up every bit of the usable portion of this tire. Okay, here we go. Let's go ahead. Where is the rain? Okay, the rain is about to be here. We're going to inters, and we're going to see if we can get maybe 3 to 4 laps before we need to go to full wets. Maybe not even full wets at all. We'll have to see how it turns out. I'm terrible at making those decisions, but we're going to go ahead and get enough laps for 5 laps of fuel, and we're going to do a balanced pit stop. Okay, now that's our first one underway. Let's go ahead and queue up the pit stop here as well. Okay, 5.42 should be plenty to get us there, but an ultra quick pit stop. Okay, now the interesting thing is going to be how many people pit on this lap, how many run one more on the dry weather tires. It looks like everybody so far is coming in. All right, here we go. Everybody has come in so far, I believe. We come out 1st and 5th. Now it's going to be up to the rain. I almost messed that up. We're going to go neutral right now because I'm not at this point sure. I'm not at this point sure. You can see all the track grip is about to be gone literally any moment now. All right, so we have a nice size lead for now. But I've got a feeling that's not going to last very long as they're coming for me. Okay, now we're getting into the full strength of the inters, and I think we're going to be able to make this on just the inters, I think. But of course, what fun would the game be if we knew everything in advance? All right, now at this point, I am going to go ahead and push with Laura because she needs to make up a bunch of time. We're doing okay here with Chiaki. We're losing time, no doubt. The 2nd and 3rd place are faster than us without question, but we're doing okay, and I'd rather not push if we can get by with it. All right, now comes the time. Do we come in for full wets? I actually have no idea. So let's see how it turns out. So do they come in? No, they did not come in either. So that means that they've pretty much made their bed as well. We have 4.5 second lead. Wow, this is going to get very close here at the end. All right, we're pushing with everybody. We're coming to our final lap. I'm going to go ahead and crank up the engine mode on both cars here momentarily. We got a little bit less fuel. Let's see. So we clear. Yes, we should be good to go there. And then let's see about, okay, 1.8 there. Yes, we are in good shape there as well. Okay, 6.7 second lead, which has been holding fairly steady. All right, so we're in good shape. We need to get from 5th up to at least 4th. All right, so with that in mind, let's go into full overtake mode with Laura. We need to get her up to 4th. In the meantime, we have increased our lead here. Let's pop over to Laura. She is in 4th, and okay, so she got there. I knew she wasn't going to get up to 2nd or 3rd based off of where she was, but she was able to get up to 4th. And okay, that's a pretty decent result. Naturally, we'd like to be 1-2 in every race, but that's not bad. That's not bad. We'll have to see how that, with the points designations of 1st and 4th versus 2nd and 3rd, we'll have to see how that works itself out. But I'm pretty happy with that result. All right, anybody put on full wets at the end? Nope, nobody did. All right, and of course, no worry about scrutineering for us. All right, so 1st and 4th, we take the podium here. Okay, now we get we got a 23-point lead in the driver stage. So we're 1st and 3rd there, and they're 2nd and 4th. So that's advantage us. Now the points, we are up by 40. That's huge. That's huge. Again, nothing is, for sure, because we still got 2 races left to go, and 1 bad race by us and 1 great race by them. We were sweeping the podium, and we would be in deep trouble. But I am feeling much better about this now than I was before the race. So this is going to be a battle right down to the very end. Let's go ahead and move through here. And I would expect no changes on this next screen where we take a look at morale. But let's see what we get. Morale perfect there. Perfect. Everything's perfect. All the relationships, everything is perfect. And we come away with $2.4 million. Always nice to have that. So overall, I would have to say that this was a very good race for us in the championship perspective. We now have 2 races to go, and the stress definitely does not lighten up. Thank you very much for joining me in this episode of our Let's Play series, and stay tuned for more Motorsport Manager.